Up next on Connections. The Howard Station is complete and the neighborhood is celebrating. Think you know the CTA? Wait until you meet this family of little transit fans. We'll show you how CTA stays bright and shiny. And we'll take a trip to the National Museum of Mexican Art on Jeanne's journey. The CTA, working hard to improve, committed to quality and its riders. Welcome to Connections. The CTA, delivering quality, affordable transit that links people, jobs, and communities. I'm Jeanne Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. Recently, a ribbon cutting was held at the completed Howard Station. Many were on hand to celebrate the station's transformation.
Happy to join you today to commemorate the completion of the station renovations here at Howard. CTA reopened a newly renovated auxiliary station entrance to customers, which marked the last step of the project. Last June, CTA opened this new station house. Modernizing the station and making it accessible to customers with disabilities helps to meet the transit needs of CTA customers who ride the system today and for many years to come.
This is an exciting day because as we go over to Howard Street old station, you wonder how we existed that long. Prior to this, much of the Howard Street station had not been renovated since the 1920s. Now you think of that, 1920, it's a long time.
The Howard Station is an important CTA hub, connecting the purple, red, and yellow lines. In March, CTA reopened the newly renovated Howard Red Line Auxiliary Station entrance at 1649 West Howard to customers, marking the final phase of the project. The new station house at the south end of Paulina Street opened in June 2008.
The overall renovation project included building a modern ADA-compliant station with 4 newly installed elevators, 2 new escalators,
Better lighting, rebuilt platforms, bike racks, which I like, benches, auxiliary entrances, as well as retail space.
new windbreaks, and canopies to protect customers during inclement weather.
And what are customers thinking of the rebuilt Howard Station?
It looks nice compared to how it looked before, you know what I'm saying, and I like it.
I think it's nice. Everything is running pretty smoothly, and I mean, it's my first time here, so I enjoyed it.
That's a lot of improvement done.
It really looked nice. It feel more comfortable and more. It's like all the other stations that make us on Howard feel like a better place. Like they're trying to fix up the community, and they start with a train, which is something everybody uses. So I like it that.
It's beautiful, very nice. I like it. Yeah, it's got escalators for us old people. It's just very, very nice.
It's awesome. Actually, I don't really ride the Red Line station. This is my first time here, but I just noticed that it was like it said that it's really renewed and it looks amazing. Very clean and neat.
This is a happy day, not only for this community, but for the entire city and metropolitan area. I point out how important public transportation is. The more cars you put on the road, the more environmental issues we have. And the more and more time people really spend away from their families in their cars, going to from work.
So for all of you who use the station, thank you for the patience that you showed as it was being renovated. Thank you for continuing to support CTA, and we promise we will continue to try to be good stewards of your dollars.
Customers are excited about the changes to the station and to the neighborhood. This month, I had the pleasure of meeting Ray Levant and his sons. This family uses the CTA to reach every corner in Chicago, and the boys know every stop in between. We found some CTA fans who really know everything about the system. Forget 836-7000. All you gotta do is take the Matt and Danny tour. Come on, guys, show us where you're gonna take everybody.
Bye. Bye, Jeanne.
Hi, welcome to CTA. Where are you guys riding? Where are you going?
Just bouncing around.
Okay, have a nice trip.
You haven't ridden the system until you've done it with the Labonte family. Wondering where to go? Matt can tell you.
Library, LaSalle, Quincy, Washington Park, State, Randolph, I see it already. Adams.
What stop we have again off? Roosevelt? How many more stops is that, man? 5. You're right. What's our next exit?
This one? 35th and Archer. I see it. Yeah, it's over there.
This is 35th and Archer.
We go up, the green line goes down. And that orange line track goes down too. There's another orange line.
These boys know every color line and every stop. They've been riding CTA their entire lives.
Boston is this.
Matthew was 2, Danny was 1. I started taking him, I had to work downtown, so I'd have to go downtown from time to time, and I'd tell them about the trains. So they wanted to come on with me one day when I was off of work. So I took them on the train, and they've been in love ever since. Their grandfather, Gumpy, as they call him, would take Matthew on the train early on when he was 1 or 2, and he loved it ever since also. Hey, we just got off the orange line. Now what do you want to do?
Go on the subway.
Subway? All right, let's go. Just grew to love it. They watched the program on TV. It taught them all the colors with all the different trains, and that really got them obsessed with it. When they'd get on with me, we'd always come to Midway because it's closest to our house. We'd take that downtown, and from there we can hop on any train and take us anywhere in the city. So it's great.
Not only is it a great way to spend time with his boys, but Ray also feels it's important for the kids to learn to use public transportation early.
They can tell you how to get to Sox Park, how to get to Cubs Park. If they want to go to the Bears game, the museums, Sears Tower, John Hancock, anywhere downtown. With it being color-based, it's great because they can learn their colors at the same time. Each color goes to certain areas of Chicago, so it's great.
And what do the boys like best about CTA?
That it's noisy. That's fast. I don't like to drive because there's always traffic.
Hey guys, that was fun. Now which way do we go home?
Orange.
Matthew's been drawing for a couple years now, and his detail, he adds perspective to his detail. He's got colors, he's got shadows, shapes. Basically anything he takes from his mind, he puts it on paper. What's that one?
The 54 survey.
54 Cermak Blue Line, when it was still the Blue Line?
Yeah.
Not only do Matt and Danny love to ride the trains, but they also love to learn all about them. Their favorite show? Connections.
Matthew makes sure he records the connections each month, and he loves Jeanne Sparrow, and he loves the stories they do, whether it be the buses, the trains, or anything else about the CTA.
She knows everything.
It's such a great idea for families to teach their children about the CTA as they're growing up. Good habits start early. Just ahead on Connections, 3 rodeo winners CTA can bank on. In April, CTA added more routes to Bus Tracker, bringing the number of CTA routes on Bus Tracker to 129. The popular bus service tool provides customers with estimated bus arrival times and real-time service information. Here are the routes added in April. remainder of the regularly scheduled bus routes will be added to Bus Tracker in May. On an average weekday, the CTA provides 1.7 million rides, getting people where they need to go around Chicago and the 40 surrounding suburbs. If you want to hop aboard, here's how to get all the information you need. Online, go to www.transitchicago.com. There you can access system maps, bus and train schedules, and service updates. You can even use the Google Trip Planner. Enter where you want to start, where you want to go, and what time you plan to travel. For regional trips, you can use the RTA Trip Planner. Another option, make the connection by phone. Call 836-7000 from any local area code. Combining technology and teamwork while delivering dependable, affordable transit. I'm Jeanne Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. This month, we're going to introduce you to three Rodeo winners. They're all employees that the CTA counts on every day.
Every day, find different problem and try to solve the problem and fix the machine. That's my favorite things I love about it.
Favorite part of my job is having to work with a good partner. That's the favorite part of it. Coming to work every day, that's the good part of it. Out there on the field, doing what you're supposed to do.
My favorite part is sometimes you get a problem with the bus that really has you thinking. It's a thinking problem because we share a lot of stuff with the bus. We have our voltage that's connected to it. So sometimes you get a problem that you really got to troubleshoot and figure out what is that problem.
The annual Rodeo is a friendly skills competition that allows employees to demonstrate excellence in their jobs. Our Rodeo winners this month are all involved with CTA Fair Revenue Collection. These three winners have more than fair collection in common. They're all at the top of their game at CTA.
Tony, he's just a good worker. He's very thorough. He's a good troubleshooter. He knows, he can diagnose what's wrong very quickly. He helps out the other technicians. Whenever they have a problem they can't figure out, they'll give Tony a call.
As long as they keep on giving it, I'm going to be there. It's good bragging rights. I bring a trophy, show it off in the garage, and I leave it in the garage for a couple of weeks, and it's bragging. You get to brag.
George is a very good employee, and that's why he qualified for the event. He is very fast and very skillful. That's why he became the champion.
I compete so many times. I won 3 times second place and 2 times first place. My 2008 was my first place too. I win, and I was happy about it. And it's nice when you win it.
Austin does his job with perfection.
I'll still put it for it again. I'm pretty sure I'll still win again.
Every day, employees like Austin, Tony, and George are out in the field taking care of CTA revenue. And revenue is what keeps things running.
Our job entices us to collect daily revenue from CTA from location to location.
The field work on different lines, whatever line is. And I will get my calls all on the phone. And from there, we just go from station to station, repair all the machine, all the calls we got, all the machines has a problem.
The first thing I come in here, we got a MIM system, which is our trouble track, shows us our defects of the buses. If there's any buses that are on this report, our main thing is to clear them out before the buses leave the garage. So that's what I do. I got to make sure that is clean when the buses leave the garage.
We want to make sure that everything's working when customers get on the bus and they go to pay or use their Chicago card. We want to make sure the equipment's working properly.
It was an exciting revenue competition at the rodeo this year. Each winner had to perform a variety of tasks at top speed.
What they had to do, they had to change out a field cassette, they had to remove the cash can, and they had to set the card stock in the machines within a period of time. The one that did the fastest was the one that won.
There were 4 problems they had to complete in 30 minutes. The linemen are judged on completion of each problem and also how fast they finish. George got a perfect score in completion of each problem, and also he completed the work in 12 minutes. So that made him the champion.
At the competition, we bring our equipment out there and we'll take all the components out, take them apart. We'll introduce some jams into the equipment, some bugs. And so basically what they have to do is put together the fare box back together, get rid of all the jams and get it back into good working condition. And then we'll time them, and whoever does it the fastest is the champion.
We all plan to work together every day, and we always try to help each other out there in the field too, I mean. And when it comes to competition, and we are like a friend. Whoever wins, and we are happy for him.
Our job is more like a team atmosphere. Some garages you work individually, and sometimes you work with somebody, but it's more of a team effort. You follow your coworker. I have a coworker that works before me and after me, so it's all a team atmosphere. If one individual wins, that garage shares it.
Customer affairs are part of what keeps the CTA running, so these three are a vital part of running the business. Thanks, guys. Last month, we showed you how the CTA is beginning to use federal stimulus money for service improvements. This month, we'll take a look at where else the money's going.
When the act was passed and signed by the president, and we learned that we would have $241 million worth of stimulus money, then we matched our list of projects to the amount of money available. And so we selected the projects that would add up to the $241 million. Met all of our internal criteria, as well as met the criteria that the legislation had for it in terms of creation of jobs and projects that would be what they called shovel-ready, ready to implement as quickly as possible.
The ability to move quickly on projects was critical to CTA receiving federal stimulus money. Because of forward-thinking planning, CTA is able to begin on several new projects.
The first project is the replacement of all the ties in the Dearborn subway. That's the Blue Line subway. And that money will allow us to move ahead with replacing all of the worn-out ties in the Blue Line subway. The next major project that we decided to move forward with was the purchase of 58 articulated hybrid buses. We had planned ahead knowing that federal stimulus money would potentially be available sometime in the future, so we had options on existing contracts that we could award for purchase of buses. In the case of these 58 buses, Washington, D.C. had options for purchase of additional buses that they were not able to exercise, and we were able to work with Washington, D.C. to take over that option. All the projects that we're implementing with the stimulus money will meet the criteria in the economic stimulus bill of creating additional jobs. For example, the Dearborn subway tie project will create about 400 jobs through the construction process. And the manufacture of the buses in St. Cloud, Minnesota will also create jobs for the local economy in Minnesota.
CTA is already using hybrid articulated buses. 58 more will be a welcome addition to the fleet.
These are New Flyer articulated buses built by New Flyer in St. Cloud, Minnesota. They're 60-foot articulated buses, that is the buses that bend in the middle. They're hybrid buses, in other words, they are a combination of electric and diesel technology. They're very good for the environment in that they are less polluting than the normal diesel buses. But they're actually much more fuel efficient than the regular diesel buses. Even a 60-foot bus using hybrid technology is more fuel efficient than a 40-foot, a smaller bus using pure diesel technology. So it's a win-win for both us and for our customers and for the community. The buses that we are getting will replace buses that were delivered to CTA in 1995. These buses are already well beyond their 12-year useful life that we would expect a bus to last. So they will provide much higher quality of service. They're new, obviously much more comfortable, much more fuel efficient, much less polluting than the regular diesel buses.
You'll see more and more articulated hybrid buses on the streets, and know that the stimulus money is being put to good use. Still to come, Jeanne's Journey, a trip to the National Museum of Mexican Art. Missed an episode of Connections? Want to find an address or a link featured? Then go to the Connections website. There are several ways to find us. Go to www.transitchicago.com and click on Connections. Or visit the Connections website at podcastchicago.tv and click the Connections link to find the most recent episodes. You can watch episodes online for instant viewing, or you can subscribe with your favorite podcasting tool and automatically download new shows each month. Like all video podcasts, Connections can be viewed directly on your computer or laptop, or can be viewed on a portable media player, such as the Video iPod. Connect online with Connections at podcastchicago.tv. The word connection, a link or a spark that brings people together. I'm Jeanne Sparrow. Welcome to Connections.
This month's Jeanne's Journey is a day of art and culture. I just checked out the Art Institute and now I'm headed over to Pilsen to see the National Museum of Mexican Art. Come on. It dawned on me as I was walking to the train that I didn't know which line I was going to get on. So I'm checking out Google Transit so I can see where I'm going and what I'm doing. Okay, it looks like to get to the National Museum of Mexican Art, I've got to get on the pink line. So I'm going to go head over to Van Buren, right by the library, and take a nice little walk on this pretty day.
You can always check Google Transit or transitchicago.com to find out how to use CTA to get to your destination. I simply put in the Art Institute and the National Museum of Mexican Art. I hit Get Directions and then Public Transit. Easy as that.
See, I wore the right color for the pink line.
In 2006, Chicagoland students entered a contest to name the CTA's newest rail line, and the Pink Line was born.
That's the brown line. I know my colors. I got off the pink line at 18th Street because I saw all this cool artwork. The whole station is decked out. But you could also get off at Damon if that's easier for you because the museum is smack dab between the two stations in Harrison Park. Now let's go. You know, if the museum is half this cool, I am in for a treat. Look at this. I just love Pilsen. It's such a colorful neighborhood. All the mosaics and murals and stuff, there's always something to look at. And they even have great restaurants here too, and lots of things to see as you move your way through the neighborhood. So it's not just a show at the museum, it's a show on the way to the museum. We've reached our final destination, the National Museum of Mexican Art. Pretty cool place with great exhibits and free admission. And we did see some neat things along the way too. Other cool thing is I can check CTA Bus Tracker to see how long it's going to take me to get home on the bus. Thanks for riding along this month's Jeanne's Journey. See you next time. CTA has made cleaning schedules a top priority, and buses and trains are sparkling from the extra effort.
One of the key things to customer satisfaction that we've learned from surveying the public is cleanliness of our equipment when they go to get on the bus or the train.
So that's the most important thing right there. Deliver clean, quality service.
Both buses and trains are part of an ongoing cleanliness program that really focuses on keeping vehicles clean.
We have a very structured cleaning program. Some of it involves a daily cleaning of the interior sweeping and exterior washing. We also do a deep interior clean called general cleaning, and that's done on a 14-day cycle. So every 14 days, the equipment is brought in and cleaned. We also have seat cleaning equipment where we just clean the seats.
The general cleaning, we call it G-Sing. It's called general clean. It's more of a detailing. It's just like if you take your car to the shop and you pay that whole $100 for them to go in and shampoo the carpet and everything. So that's what we do with the buses, the inside of the buses. We have there's one person and they take a whole 4 hours to do a detailed cleaning of the buses.
Inside and out, CTA cleaning crews get buses and trains shining like brand new.
Another machine that we're using to shampoo the seats is called the Gregomatic, and that suctions up the dirt and grime that's embedded into the materials. They do a really deep cleaning of the exterior using green pads and brushes, deep cleaning the window frames, the stainless steel on the exterior of the car, and just really shining up the train so that when it goes through the car wash, it really looks good.
Everything that we use to clean the buses is a disinfectant. So all of the stanchion bars are washed down. All of the seat panels and the handles on top of the seats are washed down with disinfectant. The seats are deep cleaned, and the deep seat cleaning does a wonderful job. It makes those seats look like they're brand new, like we just got them out of the stock room.
Bus garages and rail shops have special equipment to make cleaning easier and more efficient.
We've just installed reels behind me here. Each reel has 4 different reels on it. One is for pressure washing the outside. There's a hose for cleaning the inside of the bus to do the floors. We also have air over here for any instruments that we need that need air to, blow any dust and debris off of the buses. We've installed 2 new heaters at the end of this row so that we can have hot water over here no matter what happens for the steamers, so that we can get the majority of that hard dirt and the tar that gets knocked up on the bus.
We've had a lot of positive feedback. We have several different ways of customers calling in, one through our customer service. We also have a mystery shopper program that people are available, they can contact us and let us know their feelings and suggestions.
Clean buses and trains make everyone's ride on CTA a more pleasant one. We're always looking for story ideas. Do you have a travel secret you'd like to share or a CTA story you'd like to tell? Give us a call at the Connections Hotline, 312-681-2812. Helping you make your connections, I'm Jeanne Sparrow. Thank you for watching.